take the first 5 terms of the following sequences. Now I'll spend a bit of time with A, just to make things very clear. So what we've got here is that Tn plus 1 is twice Tn, and we're starting with T1 is equal to 3. Now if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, what we're saying is that n is a general counting number. The number before 4 is 3, and it's 1 less than 4. The number before 3 is 2, which is 1 less than 3. So the number before n would be n minus 1. The number after n would be n plus 1. So when we see something like this, where we have n plus 1 and n, we know that this represents Tn, this represents Tn plus 1, and because n plus 1 comes after n, Tn plus 1 is the next term after Tn. So term n plus 1 is the next term after term n. So what this is saying is that to get to the next term, we multiply the current term by 2. So to get to T2, we have to do twice T1, and T1 is 3. So T2 is equal to 6. To get to T3, we're going to have to do 2 lots of T2. So that's going to be 12. To get to T4, we have to do 2 lots of T3. So that's going to be 24. And to get to T5, we've got to do 2 lots of T4, which is 2 lots of 24, so T5 is equal to 48. And that's the first 5 terms. So let's look at B. So Tn plus 1 is equal to Tn take away 3, and we're beginning with T1 is 3. So this recurrence relation is telling us to get to the next term, we have the current term take away 3. So T2 would be equal to T1 take away 3. So that's 3 take away 3, which is 0. T3 is going to be T2 take away 3, and that's going to be negative 3. T4 is going to be T3 take away 3, so that's negative 3 take away 3, that's negative 6. And T5 is going to be T4 take away 3, so that's negative 6 take 3 is negative 9. So in part C we've got Tn plus 1 is 2Tn take away 4 with T1 equal to 3. So to get to the next term, double the current term and take away 4. So T2 would be twice T1 take away 4. So that's going to be twice 3, 6 take away 4 is 2. Then T3 is going to be twice T2 take away 4. So it's going to be 4 take away 4 is 0. Then T4 would be twice T3 take away 4. And that's going to be 0 take away 4 is negative 4. And then T5 will be twice T4 take away 4. So that's going to be negative 8 take away 4, negative 12. Now let's look at the last one of these using the sequence generator on the calculator. Now notice so far we've been using the explicit tab That's what happens when we have an nth term formula that doesn't refer to any other term. If we look at the ones we've been looking at here, this is known as a recurrence relation, because we're finding the next term in terms of another term. For that, we go to the recursive tab. Now notice we were given the first term was 3. On screen at the moment I've got an A0 here. That's not what I want, so I go to type and I want n plus 1 related to A1. So that's the second one just there. So that's the one we want. And then it's A1 here. Well, we were told that A1 or T1 here was 3. And then our formula was twice. Now you go to this one, the an take away 4. And then you do this and it generates the table. Let's turn that sigma display off since we don't need it. We don't want that third column spoiling what we're doing. So how does it go? So we started off with the first term of 3, second term we got was 2, third term was 0, then we had -4 and -12. So that's what happens with the recursive tab.